friends, and welcome back. I am so happy you decided to click on this video. Here on this channel, our main focus is becoming well, becoming the best versions of ourselves to live and to thrive, whether that is spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. We dive into it all. And my hope and my dream for this channel is to build a community of supportive people where you are able to come and bring your weaknesses and the things that you struggle with and your strengths and share them all and find community where it's so easy to focus on needing something or focus on the negative. We let all of that go here and we just focus on ourselves. It's this 10 minutes where you can take to invest in yourself. So the first thing that we have to do, if you haven't watched any of my videos, we have to start with a little dance party. We need to raise our energy levels. We need to get ready to embrace all of this information, to soak all of this good information in. So if you are able to stand up and have a little 10-second dance break, let's go. Okay friends, so today we are talking all about mindfulness. Wayne Dyer said it the best. He said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I've heard a lot of quotes like that. I've heard a lot about focus on what you want, not what you don't want. If that's a new concept to you, it's like mind-boggling. And there's so much more to it than just surface level, right? It's not just about focusing on what you want, but it's taking the time to appreciate the present. Appreciate what's right now, not what you want in the future, not what's coming to you. There's this big juxtaposition in manifesting of focusing on the future, what you want to attract, but focusing on it as if it's already come into the present and really focusing on the present. One of the most powerful tools that we have, that we were gifted, that we were born with, is our mind and our intuition. And this is something that we are able to tap into anytime we want. And it is magical, let me tell you. We've been talking a lot about manifestation recently on my channel, so I'm going to link the video that I just did last week. If you're interested in diving more into manifestation, that's a really fun little meditation that you can play around with. But today I want to talk about just practicing gratitude and mindfulness. It's simple, yet so often we forget to take time to appreciate the present and appreciate the now. Go look at the beauty outside your window or outside your door, or the beauty in your home, wherever you're watching this. Just focus on one thing to be grateful for. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way that you look at the world and see it as this beautiful, inspirational, loving place that's not perfect. The point is not to achieve this perfect life because, hey, secret, the perfect life doesn't exist. But what are you choosing to focus on in the day-to-day? That's a good question to ask yourself. So in this book I'm reading, Becoming Supernatural, How Common People Are Doing the Uncommon, I want to read this study that Dr. Joe Dispenza conducted and quotes in the book. It's literally mind-boggling. Okay, so I'm a big fitness person and he quotes a few different studies that are similar outcomes, but I'm gonna pick the fitness study that he's quoting. So in a pioneering study at the Cleveland Clinic, 10 research subjects between the ages of 20 and 35 imagined flexing one of their biceps as hard as they could in 5 training sessions a week for 12 weeks. Every other week, the researchers recorded the subjects' electrical brain activity during the sessions and measured their muscle strength. By the end of the study, the subject had increased their bicep strength by 13.5%, even though they hadn't actually been using their muscles at all. They maintained this gain for 3 months after the training sessions stopped. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. So basically what's happening is that our mind does not know what is real or what's imagined. So if you are living in this state of constant stress and anxiety over things that you don't want to happen, you don't want to lose your job, right? But then you're choosing to focus on, oh my God, my work performance is really slipping. I don't know what I'm doing. This person is so much better at my job than I am. I can't take on the responsibilities in this job position. whatever, your mind perceives that as a reality. And what's crazy to me is that there's actually science and scientific studies like the one that I just shared with you that prove how powerful our minds really are. We talk about how powerful our minds are on this channel all the time. There's so much science and data that supports this. Be very careful of the thoughts that you allow in and the thoughts that you allow to repeat in your mind every single day, because 80% or more of our thoughts are the same thoughts that we had yesterday and the same thoughts that we had the day before that. And so what happens is we get stuck in this cycle. And if we choose to be thinking about, whether this is purposefully choosing it or unconsciously choosing to think about negativity or lack or pain, then those thoughts are repeating in our days every single day, whether this is conscious or unconscious. But the exciting thing here, friends, is that we have the power, we hold the power to change our thoughts. Just because we have a habit of maybe thinking negatively or have this habit of lack mindset doesn't mean that this is set in stone and that it's never going to change. It takes a little bit of mindfulness, it takes a little bit of work and effort, as all good things in life do, but we have the power to affect this change. As you choose consciously to practice gratitude, to practice mindfulness, to practice positivity and abundance and manifestation, then this becomes the new habit. And this becomes easier to incorporate into your everyday life, and it becomes part of the subconscious and replaces those negative thought patterns. The neurons and synapses in our brains literally reform. This is the power that our mind holds. This is the power that we hold. So Shetty shared this really cool idea in his book, Think Like a Monk. And he talked about how these monks, when he was in monastery, he talks about how these monks take the same exact walk every single morning. And at first it seemed very repetitive, very mundane, kind of boring, like, oh my gosh, can we go see something new? But the point of taking the same exact walk every single morning is that the monks were invited to find something new, whether this is a new flower, whether this is a new animal, an insect, whatever, something new every single morning when they go out for this walk. And once you find that something new, to appreciate its beauty. This is something that I absolutely love doing, whether I'm just sitting in my apartment in the morning, drinking my cup of coffee, or I'm going out on a walk. This is something that I'm trying to incorporate more and more into my everyday routine. It's not about forcing anything. It's about being in the present moment. How often do we mindlessly walk into work because we've walked that same path every single day, or walk in to drop our kids off at daycare because we do that every single morning, right? But I invite you tomorrow or today even to take a second and stop. Just bring your mind to the present moment rather than thinking about what you have going on later today, what you're gonna have for dinner, all of the homework that you have or your kid has to do, all of the work that you have to do, the deadlines that you have to meet. Pick something that you do every day. Maybe it's driving to work, and take a second in that moment to bring your mind to the present and focus on something that you find beautiful or that you've never noticed before. For me, the biggest thing that I get out of being mindful and taking these mindful walks is it really puts my life into perspective. It's so easy to fall into these patterns of my life's terrible, I'm so stressed out, nobody understands what's going on with me, my problems or my issues are bigger than, you know, Joe Schmo's over there, and fall into this pity party, right? And it's really easy to spiral down. Trust me, it happens to me quite often. But just as easy as it is to spiral down, taking these mindful walks really helps put my life into perspective, how small my life is, and then how much smaller my problems are in this big, huge thing, huge universe, and huge time period that we call life. It reminds me how short life is and how my time on earth is so limited. And I always end up asking myself, do I want to spend this short amount of time that I have in this life stressed, or upset or angry or hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to be positive all the time, okay? We do need to allow ourselves to go through grieving processes, and we need to allow ourselves to go through these painful situations. Life is not always fine and dandy, but when we're able to hold the perspective of, this is just a season. What can I learn from it? What am I learning from it? And what can I find to be grateful for in this season? That's a simple mindset shift. So that is my invitation to you all this week, is find something that you do every day. We're very habitual creatures, so find a routine that you are able to take a second, stop. It literally can be 3 seconds, okay? It doesn't have to be this big, drawn out thing. It's taking a second and finding something that you find beautiful. Maybe you're walking into work, maybe you're driving into work, maybe you're going to drop your kid off at daycare. Maybe you're able to take a 5-minute walk today and bring your mind to the present and appreciate all of the beauty that is surrounding you, the wind moving through the trees, the beautiful flowers that are sprouting up, someone walking by on the sidewalk smiling, or a couple holding hands. Find something that makes your heart smile today and take a second to appreciate it, because life is beautiful, friends. And if you're not careful, we might just miss it. I will see you next time. Bye.